here to learn how to can? Okay, so today, how many of you guys have never processed a chicken before ever? Okay. And how many have seen it processed before? Okay. Alright, so yesterday, did anyone come yesterday to Jody's? Yes. And I was saying there's a lot of different ways of doing it. Everyone's going to have their different ways. I learned actually from this Amish man who is just wonderful, and just how he taught me to do it. It was very interesting. The first time I ever learned, it was on an old rusty bucket. He just went ahead and, and he told me about it, about the different parts of his body and all this stuff. And then since then, we're friends with a lot of Amish families, and basically I would go over there when it was chicken processing day, so I got used to doing lots of chickens, and that's how I got used to doing chicken. So, there's so many different people that do chickens. You just got to kind of find your feng shui, your way that you like to do it, the thing that works best for you. Actually, an Amish lady, like a lot of the ladies will be around talking, and they talk about how they, kill it. And the one lady was like, well, I don't, use a hatchet, because a lot of times you'll have like 2 nails, and you have to use a hatchet, and some of them might do the killing cone. But she said, I like to do it this way, because I can do 2 or 3 chickens, because they have like 100 or they do at a time. I can do 2 or 3 chickens in a time that you use the hatchet. And I'm like, really? What do you do? And she said, I just use those root hammers. And I thought, really? And so since then, I started doing it because it's so simple. Now, last year when I did this, did anyone see me last year? So last year when I butchered it, I did it, and then everyone was like, is it done? It's done. Because it was so quick. So be ready when I do it. So the one thing I just want to talk about, we're raising these animals. For me, you're feeding them, you're watering them, you're taking care of them. And I think anytime you do this, it shouldn't be, it's not an easy thing to do, because you are killing something. But that you raise it, mainly to take care of it and giving you nutrition and giving you food. So when you do this, for me, I'm all about they get scared, they get fearful. I don't want to, people used to swing them around, their head. That's going to cause them trauma, it's going to cause them adrenaline. The meat might not taste as well. So when I process my chickens, they're in the coop, they're running around, in the coop. If I know I'm going to butcher some chickens, I'll leave the coop door shut, and then I'll just go in there and I'll get them. So they have no idea that it's butchering day. I don't have them wait like this guy right now is in a cage. So it's a little different. But for my chickens, I'll leave them where they are until it's time, and then I'll just go get them, and I do it like right there, pretty much. And then I bring them over to the area and I'm going to process them so that they don't have that fear of them at all. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because a lot, the liver, even, the liver is a wonderful organ to eat, but if the animal is scared, a lot of that stuff can go into the liver, and then we're going to eat the liver. So I'm a big advocate for not letting the animal know at all that what's going to happen to them. Because even a lot of times you're out there and you're getting the animals, they're squeaking and squawking, and the other animals are hearing it and they're getting alerted. So I want to make it the easiest for animals to can. If you have a couple people helping you can go grab, 2 at a time. Because generally when I butcher my chickens, when I first started, the first time I ever did it was 30 at a time. Pretty much by myself, and it's way too much to pluck them. I mean, it's a lot of work. A lot of you guys might want to get a plucker. It is much easier. You're not going to have to do it. But you know what? What if you don't have electricity? What if you're somewhere where you don't need it? This is a tool that's a wonderful thing to learn. Will you turn it off? Thank you. When you are processing your chickens, it's nice to have kind of a setup. So what I like to do is use 5-gallon buckets. As you guys see, I'll be like a teacher with my pointer. I like to use 5-gallon buckets. And what I do is I have, some of them with water. And basically what I'll do is I'll have one for water, and I have another one back here that I'm going to put all the junk. Maybe some of the feathers and some of the intestines and stuff that I don't want. Then I'll go ahead and compost. Or actually, when I butcher them, I give them to my Amish friend. He likes it for the pig, so that's what I did that to. So I'll probably put a lid on and give it to him later. But you just kind of have your little setup. You have your tables, you have your hoses. And a lot of times you can have a party. People can come on over, and you're going to have a butchering party. Feed them lunch and just kind of hang out. And it really goes quickly if you can get a lot of friends to help you. Okay? So that is just probably the best way. But honestly, in life, how things happen, it's usually me doing it, or maybe I might get somebody help once in a while. So just think, when you're getting your chickens, this guy here is actually a Cornish cross. It is not my favorite bird at all. I acquired a few earlier, and I went ahead. The one yesterday I kept for this conference, and it was almost 4 months old, and it was huge. And I'll tell you, when you are butchering a chicken, and you are going to do what I'm going to do, a rooster's neck is much thicker, and it's harder to do what you're going to do, what I'm doing today. The head will come right off very, very, very easy. So if you have a rooster, you have to pull a little bit harder. An old rooster. A younger rooster is not going to be a problem. So when you are using meat chickens, you go anywhere 8 to 12 weeks. It depends on the breed it is, and then they'll be ready for the meat. So for me, let's say I go ahead and I'm going to get 15. Like maybe twice a year. Early in the spring I'll get 15 or 20, and then maybe later I'll get 15 or 20. So when you're doing that, I don't do them all at one time. Because I did that a few times and I'll never do it again. So I have to make it work in my life. So just like anything else, when these chickens are eating their feed, you're going to have the bullies that push the other one aside. You're going to have the little blunt ones that don't grow very fast, and you're going to have the other ones that are bigger. So I always butcher the bigger ones first. So usually what I'll do is 5. That's a good number for me. It's not too overwhelming when I'm doing it myself, or if I'm doing it with somebody. And then I'll do my little 5, and then I'll keep the smaller ones out, and then maybe it'll grow another week or so, or 2, and then I'll go ahead and butcher some more. Now, there's a lot of people that will say, no, just do them all at the same time. This is what works for me. That's what I'm saying. You guys look and see how it works for you. Everybody will be different when you are homesteading and doing this. So I'll do my few chickens, and then if you want to can them, or if you want to freeze them, eat one for dinner the next day, however you want to do it, that's how you can do it. So I do it, and then my younger ones that are little, I save and just let them walk around. Okay? Now, Cornish cross is one type. The other one that I really like, which is my favorite one, is called the Freedom Ranger. There is a Mennonite place where they do raise them. It's in Pennsylvania. If anybody's called Freedom Hatchery, you guys are interested, it is a wonderful, they have guineas, they have lots of different keepers, they have chickens, they have turkeys, and they're really, really good. So the Freedom Rangers are more of a heritage, their mannerisms are more heritage breeds, and they like to scratch, and they like to walk around, and they're more like, when you look at them, they look more like a real chicken, not like one of these linebackers running at you a lot of times they do. So the Freedom Rangers are the ones that I definitely like to do. This one is just the kind of ones that you see at the grocery stores and around all these Cornish crosses. So when you are getting prepped, your water, I have a little propane burner over there, you want your water to be anywhere between like 140, 150 degrees or so. I never use a temperature. You can use your thermometer to check like a cave thermometer. You can check and see to get it. You don't want it too hot, otherwise it'll scald the skin and cause it to kind of get yellowy and fatty. You'll see. A lot of times, if you're experienced, maybe the water gets too hot and that happens, it's not going to mess up what you're doing. It just kind of doesn't look as pretty as it normally does. But it's about 140, 150 degrees. I usually don't stick my finger in really quick to see if it's totally burning my finger, then I know it's way too hot. Okay? So, what we're going to do is I'm going to get this little girl out. You can use a broom handle, a skinny like board, anything will work. Why don't you guys come around? If you guys don't want to see it, just turn your head. Oh yes, thank you. That's good. Thank you. Now the big thing is with your fryers, you do not want to feed them the day that the night before you're going to do it. Then you're going to go ahead and make sure you don't give them any food at all. Because they have this crop thing here where they eat the food, it goes in there, and then it gets digested and it goes down into their gizzard. So it gets really full, and it'll be a big problem when you're butchering because all the stuff will kind of leak out and get all over everything. It'll be like the grass and the grains and all these they've been eating. So just restrict all food that night. So don't give them any food. Don't make sure there's any food into where they're living, and just make sure they have a little water, and then everything will be good. This one hasn't eaten. I put it in the cage last night. And then If you don't have access, maybe they're in with some other things and you don't have a way, maybe if you had a cage, you could put a few in, you could do that. So just keep them ready to go and then you can get ready to process them in the morning. So. All right, be ready. Are you ready?
She gets loose and runs all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, so generally, all you're gonna do is you're gonna grab them by their feet.
No.
So you just put them down like that. You're gonna put the broom handle down.
Whoa.
She got it doesn't work in the microphone. And then you're just gonna step on it. Oh, I need a bucket.
Bucket's in the way.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday he just really like it wasn't this.
No, it's okay.
Wow.
It's fine. Okay, now I wouldn't have done it that long normally. Normally I just go and I'll step on it and it comes right off. It takes like 2 seconds. I can grab 4 chickens that are there and just go boom, 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 and then it's done.
Yeah.
And then the thing is one thing with chicken blood, it really stains. If you get it on something, I would get it off immediately because it'll stain whatever you have. So if you have clothes that you're wearing, you know, peroxide will get it out, but for some reason, the second it dries, it's really tough to get out. I don't know what, it's different than other chicken blood, or than other blood, it's crazy.